the People's Party, Angela McArdle with the Libertarian Party, the LaRouche movement. So what we're trying to do is actually to spearhead the necessary action to end genocide on Syria. We've recently hosted a major conference discussion online in which what we discussed was the conditions in Syria following the earthquake and these horrendous sanctions, which had already driven 90% of the population of Syria into extreme poverty. We're all mobilizing in the Congress to try to stop this insanity and to end the sanctions and pull troops out of Syria. But I'd like to welcome Majd Fahd.
Hello, yes, you copy. This is Majd.
Majd, very good to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Please go right ahead. We're relying on you for some update on the situation within Syria. And please go ahead and take your time.
Thank you for offering me this great opportunity to speak a little bit about what's going on in my country and what the impacts of the US and the EU sanctions are. First of all countries must step up their efforts to lift the economic blockade on my nation. The sanctions are like wrecking balls crippling the country. Literally, we are suffering an unimaginable lack of fuel, including heating diesel, gasoline, cooking gas, and even engine oil. The United States and the European Armed Alliance of the NATO are busy delivering billions of dollars in heavy weapons to keep the war raging in Ukraine, but can't muster any humanitarian aid for Syria. Do you know that most of the people here are touching trash to get warm? Do you know why? Because the illegal presence of the US military bases in the Syrian provinces of Deir ez-Zor, Al-Hasaka, and Al-Raqqa halted the nation's necessities of life because most of the Syrian natural resources are there. The Syrian Arab News Agency and local sources have been always reporting the US oil trafficking operations from their bases through illegal border crossings to Iraq. Damascus imports its raw fuel from Iran, and that requires a large amount of US dollars. I am personally suffering from the sanctions. I am literally struggling to secure the basics of living, as I'm responsible for 2 families. Also, the health sector is greatly deteriorating. A short while ago, the Syrian Ministry of Foreign Affairs released a statement strongly denouncing the US Bureau of Industry and Security of the Department of Commerce for targeting the health sector by imposing restrictions on permitting the sale of necessary equipment and on the provision of spare parts to the public and private hospitals. Do you know that the situation of quake-affected Syrians living in shelters is unavailable? The risk of disease outbreaks is a major concern alongside people's physical and mental well-being. Well, the Syrian economy right now is in real disaster. I am not exaggerating, but according to the World Bank estimates, earthquakes caused 5.1 billion in damage, while the stricken country's gross domestic product is nearly 5.4 billion. The current value of damaged and destroyed buildings and infrastructures is estimated at some 10% of Syria's GDP. Aleppo alone suffered an estimated 45% of total damages from the quake. And yes, the Syrian people struggle to secure the basic needs of food. Do you know that most people here are unable to buy chicken products due to their exorbitantly high prices, and a large number of poultry farms have been shut down in northern Syria as a result of the devastating earthquake that struck the country recently? Do you know that if you have a car, you can only fill 25 liters of state subsidized gasoline every 15 days because the government is unable to procure sufficient quantities? Did you know that if you need surgery, you may need to sell something you own, such as gold or diamonds? In some critical cases, you You may even need to sell your car because of high expenses.